All right. Hey, this is something we talked about yesterday. Mike Florio posting this story on Pro Football Talk, but it's Florio and others. We've all had the same thought. What happens? What happens now? The Bengals-Bills Monday Night Football game was postponed, and it's not going to be played. Well, at least not going to be played this week. That was from the commissioner. So that leaves the Cincinnati Bengals on schedule to play 16 games. That leaves the Buffalo Bills on schedule to play 16 games. They're both in the playoffs. The Bills have won their division. The Bengals are in line to win their division. So it really is a seeding thing. They both, three teams really have a shot at the number one seed. Mm-hmm. The Bills, the Bengals, and the Kansas City Chiefs. And so this game really had implications before the focus became what the focus should be. We were thinking, okay, what will this game tell us about the AFC hierarchy? So there have been lots of theories, lots of solutions by amateur schedule makers. I've thrown my hat in there too, Vinny, about what to do with this game being canceled. Now, one of the craziest things I heard last night, I don't know if you know Chris Gasper. Chris Gasper, I've known him for a long time. He's a columnist for the Boston Globe. Chris Gasper, I was on TV with him last night, and I want to give myself credit for being a professional, because I was about to, if the cameras hadn't been there, I might have said some things, a word, throwing a word at the beginning of the sentence. Bleep, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? What the is wrong with you? Chris Gasper said last night on TV, he said that the Buffalo Bills should be allowed to forfeit. So that's 15 games. They play in a regular season. So they got 15 games. Don't play this. Forget about the Cincinnati game. Forget about the New England game, which has playoff implications. Well, it has playoff implications for New England and playoff implications for Pittsburgh. So the Patriots should not go to Buffalo. They should go to Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, to play the Steelers. But the Steelers are supposed to play the Browns. No, Gasper says, no, the Steelers don't play the Browns. The Browns, you're done for the season. So y'all play 16 games too. So it's Steelers, Patriots for the right to go to the playoffs. So we've got all sorts of theories and machinations going on with that final spot, how it affects the number 7 seed. I think the best way of doing it, Vinny, and it's not the Gasper way, I think the best way of doing it is really playing the games on Sunday. And Florio mentioned this yesterday, that there was a pandemic plan of going by winning percentage. So one team has 16 games, one team has 17 games, just go with the winning percentages and you go from there. It's not perfect, but it's the best way, I guess, to move forward in an unprecedented situation. What do you think?
There's no easy answers. You know what I mean? Like there's no easy answers that will seem fair. Like from a completely impractical standpoint, from a purely financial standpoint, the tickets have been sold, right? The TV ads have been sold, so you don't have to necessarily replace a game for financial purposes, right? That time was filled. I'm not sure what you do after this week, because everything, is my opinion, leads to the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl is on what day? It's February, the Sunday before, I can't think of the date. But there is a week, there's a gap week, right?
Right.
Between the respective championship games and the Super Bowl.
It's February 12th. February 12th is when the game is scheduled to be played, and you could eliminate the gap week. And that's not unprecedented. That happened in 2001 after 9/11.
Could you play the games as scheduled this week? See exactly how, I'm not sure who Cincinnati plays. Like, forgive me, I don't have the schedule in front of me.
The Ravens.
But
they play the Ravens.
Oh, see what happens. See what happens in each team's respective game, and see if you need to play that game. See if you need to replay that game. Push everything else back, or have the option to push everything back now. That goes into to the TV schedules, right? That goes into everything else, wild card week and who gets a first round bye and everything else. That gives other teams extra week of rest that they might not have had otherwise, that they wouldn't have had otherwise, right? Some teams will get, 2 teams will get 2 bye weeks, essentially. I don't know if that's practical, right? But I do think you can take a wait and see approach after this week. Maybe play the winning percentages game. Maybe see if maybe the Ravens actually beat Cincinnati and see where that leaves everything from that point, and then consult both teams and go from there. I don't think there's a severe rush to make a long-term decision in a 72-hour time frame. Sometimes, and this is why I give the NFL a little bit of grace, going back to not canceling the game or calling the game initially. Roger Goodell got a lot of power. I don't know how much say he has or how much knowledge he has in real time if someone's getting CPR performed on him. How serious there has to be a gap in time. You know what I mean? There has to be a gap in time with information getting to him and understanding the severity of it. Once again, because he doesn't have the proximity that I talked about in the first, in our first segment. Same thing sort of happens here, right? Where let's see what happens. And let's see what happens. Let's lead up to Sunday night, Lions and Packers and everything else. And if everything by that point is decided, maybe you don't need to. But if you still have to decide something, consult both teams and see where you want to go from there. That seems to be the most practical thing as opposed to making a hard and fast decision on Wednesday.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.